All hail the power of the extension cord. Yeah, remember I told you that my mom got me like another tree because we thought this wouldn't work? I mean, I still kept it still plugged in, and I would have loved to have put it in the camera the last couple of days, but the cord didn't reach. Hence why I just started the video with saying, all hail the extension cord. Good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. I'd say this is a pretty festive looking getup I got here. It's pretty sweet. I got 2 trees. This is awesome. Let's see. Yeah, that's my high. Like, I got 2 trees. Like, right now, this is probably the most festive looking video I've ever done. And I'm enjoying it. Let's see, what's my high? Actually, I just did my high. What's my low? Well, the good news is the roads were better, but the bad news is it was still pretty cold out. Like, no kidding. I think I'm fighting something. It's not bad, and I'm definitely going to be taking some medicine after I record this video. But yeah, it's just been, I've been fighting something. And what's my act of kindness? Let's see, I held the door for some people yesterday. That was one of my acts of kindness. I actually returned a pen that I borrowed from someone. And I remember to do that. Yeah, that's what I did. So, look, I don't need to have the computer out for this one. I don't need to, have any notes out whatsoever. You see the jersey. You know what I have. You know what today. You saw the title of the video. You know what I'm going to be talking about. And that's tonight's game, which is between my Dallas Cowboys versus the Detroit Lions. Now, for a long time, and I do mean a long time, there were 2 teams that I never, ever wanted my Dallas Cowboys to lose to. The Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns. For the sole reason that they're the only 2 teams to ever go 0-16. Like, you should never lose to a team that's that bad. Granted, years ago, after that 2008 season, the Cowboys did lose to the Lions, but we had really poor defenses, and Matthew Stafford and Megatron went off. I mean, what can you do about that? But from that game on, until last year, the Cowboys never lost to the Lions. Now, with that said, actually, I'll get to last year in a second. I can tell you 2 reasons why the Detroit Lions are going to win tonight. Yes, I'm already telling you right now that the Detroit Lions are going to win tonight's game. They are. They just are. Let's start with reason number 1. It's that they're playing the Cowboys. How many times in the last 30 years have we had what was quite practically a sure thing and we messed it up? Not saying that beating the Lions is a sure thing. I'm just saying, even when we have a sure thing, we always find a way to mess it up. I mean, yes. Beating the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, that was wonderful. It's only a happy Thanksgiving when the Cowboys win. And you better believe that I'm going to hold the win over the Eagles for the next year, because we're allowed to do that. But I'm a realist. The fun will end tonight. I mean, I said that we have 5 games left. We'll be lucky to win 4 of them. And we're not, I said 10 wins will get into the playoffs. I don't think that'll be the case for Dallas, unless some crazy miracle happens. And one of those miracles is we wind up going for a run from here on out. That means we win every single game we play from now until we somehow make it to the Super Bowl, which we're not going to do. But the point is, to make the playoffs, we have to win. Like, this is the kind of game the Cowboys would need to win. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. Because it's the Cowboys, and we always find a way to mess it up. But what's the other? I can tell you the other reason. And that's the last two games that the Cowboys played the Lions in. Now, I mentioned the last time the Cowboys played the Lions won. I'll get to that in a second. The time before that, yes, Dallas did win that game. Dallas should not have won that game. Dallas played horrendously. Horrendously. There is no way on God's earth that the Cowboys should have won that game. Like, we won, I think the final score was 20-19 or something. Like, we got that win through the skin of our teeth. Point is, Dallas played horribly, and we should not have won that game. And then came the next game, the game I just mentioned that it was the first time that, the Lions beat the Cowboys in years. To this very day, I still remember one of those NFL analysts, I forget who it was, whose words were, and I am not exaggerating here, the Cowboys are going to be obliterated by the Lions. Or the point is, he used the word obliterate. That is a word that you never take lightly. You never use lightly. Ever. I think before then, the last time I heard the word obliterate or obliteration was probably Kingdom Hearts 2. I'd rather not say where in the game that was, because that would be a major spoiler. Point is, when you use a word like that to describe what's going to happen, it's not going to be good. And I was naive. I remember picking the Cowboys to win that game, I think. And I would need to look at that video. I can't remember how long. I can't remember every pick I've ever made, folks, if you couldn't tell. But, yeah. I mean, I thought, the Cowboys would lose, but, obliterated? Come on, that's a bit much, don't you think? It wound up being the most appropriate word for what wound up happening. Because that's exactly what the Lions did. I think we probably scored 3 points. We did horribly. Horribly. The Lions thrashed us. Most likely for retribution from the time before when, we just barely beat them. And, listen, I'm pretty sure everybody can agree that if it wasn't for injuries, the Lions probably would have been that team to make it to the Super Bowl last year. Probably. Philadelphia still would have been a bit much for them. Philadelphia versus the Lions for the NFC Championship last year, that would have been a really great game if the Lions were healthy. But they weren't. So, yeah. That's just what happens. But this year, the Lions are looking far healthier. Losing... Actually, who did they lose? I don't remember. But, the Lions aren't looking as good as they were the last 2 years. But, come on. They're not going to lose to the Cowboys. With everything that Dan Campbell has... built in his time there as head coach. With all the pieces being there, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, come on. Again, it was great that the Cowboys beat the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. It was amazing that the Cowboys beat the Eagles, and now we get to say that, the Eagles still can't beat Dallas for the next year. That's great. That's awesome. I love that. But we are not beating the Lions, guys. We're not. There is no way we are beating the Lions. Like, let me tell you something. On my phone, if for whatever reason I'm not able to watch the game, I'll get like some sort of statistical analysis of like percentage-wise who's gonna win. Like the last two games, it was overwhelmingly like the Cowboys were going to lose percentage. Oh, okay, not overwhelmingly. I think like the Chiefs was like in the 50 percentile range, and the Cowboys in the 40. I mean, if you don't know, 51% is 51 is the magic number. If 51% of anything is more than anyone else could have. So you get over 51%, you're golden. Like that is the magic number. And in both games against the Eagles and the Chiefs, respectively, like the Cowboys did not have 51%. Not even close. Like, I think one of them was like barely even in the 40s. That's how bad it was. And yet the Cowboys still wound up winning, which is great. It is. As a Cowboys fan, I love that. But come on, man. The Lions are going to win this game. They are. It is impossible for me to think of any reason why the Lions won't win. Unless no. I mean, the only way the Cowboys could even hope to win tonight is if the Lions wind up making the exact same mistake that the Eagles made against both the Cowboys and the Bears. Which was, you could actually kind of believe that the Cowboys would beat the Eagles because they play each other twice a year, and therefore they know each other by the second game. But for that second game, the Eagles, they were the number one team in the NFC. They wound up resting on their laurels, and that's why the Cowboys won. And then when it came to losing against the Bears, again, the Eagles thought the same thing. It's the Bears. The Bears are, at the time, we thought the Bears weren't good. Just the NFC North is just terrible this year. And the Eagles wound up losing to the Bears. For the Cowboys to win tonight, the Lions have to make that same mistake of resting on their laurels, which you would think is possible, except Dan Campbell is the coach. Again, after everything Dan Campbell has done for the Lions organization, after everything we've seen the Lions do in the last couple of years, do you really think they're going to rest their laurels on a game like tonight, especially when playoff implications are on the line as of right now? Like, losing to the Packers on Thanksgiving, that was a heavy loss, but not quite a critical one. If the Lions somehow lost to the Cowboys, that is a critical loss, because then the Lions really will most likely be in trouble for not making the playoffs. But, yeah. To even insinuate that the Cowboys even have a chance of beating... listen. Yes, I said there is a way that the Cowboys can win, but come on, it's not going to happen. The Lions are going to win. The Cowboys and the Cowboy fans especially will be brought back down to earth. That's just what's going to happen. End of story. There are so many things that have to go the Cowboys' way. I mentioned the Lions resting on their laurels, but, Aiden Hutchinson would have to be on an off day. Jared Goff would have to be playing on an off day. Like, Dan Campbell would have to make the same mistake he made in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers, where instead of taking the points, he always went for it on fourth. Like, none of that's going to happen, guys. The Cowboys are going to lose this game. And I know, it hurts me to say that as a Cowboys fan. It does. But, as I said the other day, as a Cowboys fan, I've been burned a lot as a Cowboys fan. There have been so many times I've had my hopes up and we wound up messing things up royally where it's not even funny anymore. To be honest, it stopped being funny back in 1996. And that was before I even really liked watching football at that point. I mean, listen, when your father's a Cowboys fan, you can't help but overhear what goes on, So, yeah. Am I sad that I think the Cowboys are going to lose? Sure I am. But I'm also realistic. You know what? Again, we beat the Eagles and we beat the Chiefs within 4 days of each other. Both teams that were in the Super Bowl, and we beat them both. That's great. If the season were to end right now for the Cowboys, you know what? We can say that. We can brag about that. We can. But that's as far as we're going to go. So, yeah. If you couldn't tell, I'm totally picking the Lions to win tonight. Yeah. I'm totally picking the Lions to win tonight. But again, as Cowboys fans, always have us beating the Eagles and the Chiefs. I hope you like this video. If you like this, subscribe to YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm your homie. This video for all of you guys watching the show. I hope you have a wonderful, I forgot the week, Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, we're here to let you know what's back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.